Give you my first impressions of this. As soon as it was delivered, through the roof excited about it, right? Who's not going to be excited about driving a brand new TRD Pro around, especially a 7-passenger Sequoia TRD Pro? So right off the bat, sick interior, sick looks outside. I noticed all the little gingerbread items, all the little details outside. I love the interior of this thing. And then the mirrors right away stand out as something that's just not normal, and it's not, something that I was really looking forward to. Or I wasn't even you never really look at the mirrors unless they're a problem, so put it that way. But first impressions of this thing are phenomenal. Great looking SUV. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. It really helps the algorithm, really helps the channel out. I love bringing cars to you guys. I love driving these things and giving you guys like an inside peek on what's coming up in the market from a real dad perspective. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon. All right, guys, standing outside the TRD Pro, and a couple things right off the bat that I want to show you. And number one is the obvious, awesome light bar. It's built into the grille of the Toyota. Also love that huge Toyota front end. The overall stance and appearance of the new Sequoia is drop dead gorgeous. Handsome SUV, especially in the white TRD Pro trim that we have right here. Look at all of the TRD Pro doodads you get, goodies you get. You get the stuff up on the hood here. You get these awesome marker lights that say TRD inside. Can you see the texture that's on the wheel well? Look at the red suspension parts. The TRD logo on the wheels, which are BBS forged wheels on some ridiculous Falcon tires. The TRD running board. The TRD roof rack up top. There's just so much good stuff. I love the Toyota badge back here has the blue rings in it because we're dealing with a hybrid here. We'll talk about that more in a second. 2 exhaust pipes out back for when your V6 kicks in. Right now the car's on, but it's in the hybrid mode right now. So it's kind of running here and there. And then let's talk about the elephant in the room. These gargantuan mirrors. Oh, these mirrors. Probably the biggest flaw that I found. Good with towing, I'm sure. You can see more when you have them extended because they actually come out farther. But they're just gigantic and they make this thing look ridiculous. I've heard a lot of other car reviewers say the same thing, so it kind of validated my thoughts. Let's go inside and take a look. All right, Yins, now we're inside the TRD. TRD. If you forgot what kind of vehicle you're in, they tell you everywhere. Which is awesome, right? Gotta love it. But just look at this interior. You want to talk about a sweet interior, this is it. A lot of people like the red and a lot of people don't like the red. I have to say I like it. I like how they set it up. I love that. It's 3D and it's sweet. Red everywhere. TRD Pro again, surprise. Can you guys see the stitching and like the 3D pattern, like the camouflage pattern that's on those seats? Really cool stuff. My notes. Drive controls, different drive modes, tow and hauling, crawling, your assistance, your four-wheel drive selector, your gear selector with the red leather in the middle. It's stitched together. It's stitched up here. This is just like a little storage thing that slides out of the way, gives you more USB capability. Then this actually opens up as well to have another little storage thing. 2 cup holders back here, 2 cup holders up here, your wireless charging, my wallet and things down in there, your parking brake, all of your traction control and differentials, and then your HVAC is simple. It's right here. It's easy to use. Then there's that gigantic screen, which again, Toyota does a great job of making this stuff work. CarPlay's great. You can actually do this and you have your screen, and then when you get back to, if you want to go back to the radio, you just hit the Toyota button. It takes you back to the car settings, I guess is what you would call that. This steering wheel, I want to bring up why I love this steering wheel. Number one, it's heated. It's a heated steering wheel. Number two, look at the different sizes you get. So up top here, you have a thin wheel that you can grab when you're doing maneuvers in town. And then when you're on the highway, it's a thicker, more beefier steering wheel at the bottom. So when you're cruising down the highway, most people have their hand down here. It's really comfortable and noteworthy for sure. JBL sound system all around. It's okay. I love the big bulky vents all over the place. It's just a really rugged, cool interior, and the color scheme in this one especially is pretty awesome. Let's look in the back because the back has some downfall. As we're going to the back, you can listen. Has a really nice exhaust note when it's on. Back seat, folks, it's not terrible, okay? There's a lot of room back here for normal sized people like myself, and kids especially have no problem getting in and out of here and doing whatever. Anna's seat was she was able to buckle it, but she had to, you know, once it gets down there, it doesn't move anymore, so that's fine. And then really nice latch system for folks to still have the little car seats. Look at these floor mats. These come with the TRD Pro. Really cool, really awesome design to them. And they cover the entire interior. So you don't have to worry about kids totally messing it up. This isn't the problem. This is actually reasonable space, usable space. It's when we get back here where things kind of go awry. And I left my box in here in my backpack because I want you guys to see the amount of space. So the seats, they fold up obviously for third row, for 3 seats across, really good, but it's kind of tight back there. And this is the worst part, in my opinion, when we go back around back. Keep in mind, this is a Sequoia. It's usually a family vehicle. You're usually able to take people things. One more thing before I do that. You have 2 ways to open this. You can do this, pops the glass, and then you're able to reach inside. First time, the Sequoia doesn't have a roll down window. I don't know how purists are gonna feel about that. It makes it look cool, I'll tell you that. The glass like that, it's really nice. Up underneath the logo, you unlock, it opens up. That light up there is very bright at nighttime when you have the running lights on. You can see what's on the ground. Look at this. So here's the situation with this. You have a shelf system. The shelf system can hold up to 220 pounds, they say. It's kind of flimsy. I don't know if it's going to do that, but it also has these adjustable sections. So you can actually put it 3 different height levels. See what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3. You have a plug over here, household plug over here, your capability to flip these seats down, and then these seats, they slide back and forth to give you a little bit more storage, but there's a bump there. And as you can see, a box and a backpack will not fit there. Even if you have it on the bottom setting, like I'm gonna try to do here with one hand. So I have it on that setting now. Now I can bring my box down and have it on the same level and have the seats up if I wanted to. But folks, that's just not enough storage, especially for a vehicle this size and this expensive. I can't get my head around that. Let's go for it. All right, guys. So now, before we get on the road, I do actually have the original Monroney that was on the outside of the vehicle, I guess, when they brought it, or when they got it off the boat. I want to show you something real quick. It says 20 miles to the gallon. Average, okay? Hybrid. I'm getting 15.8 miles to the gallon hybrid average is what I'm actually getting. Which, for a vehicle this size, you know, 6,000 plus pounds, 7 passenger, all that good stuff, it's probably not terrible. But I have the Monroney here, so we have actual numbers. 23 Toyota Sequoia 4-wheel drive TRD Pro hybrid. Comes with one motor. It's the iForce Max twin turbo V6 hybrid that makes 437 horsepower and 583 foot-pounds of torque. Mated to a 10-speed automatic, part-time 4-wheel drive that's switchable with those buttons that I showed you earlier on. The LED light bar up front, besides the light bar up front, this MSRP is at $76,000. That right there is expensive to begin with. Adding some of the TRD stuff, the mirrors, the roof rack, the dash cam that's up front here, that stuff brings the price to $80,166. So we're looking at an $80,000 Sequoia that has blind spots in the mirrors, that has minimal storage in the back. So there's give and take there. This also is very capable and it can take you off-road. You can do whatever you want to do with it in that regard. But those are the numbers. Let's get on the road and talk about it, because there's a lot to kind of talk about with driving. So guys, as I approach this intersection, right, coming up to a stop sign, look at that mirror. And look, the mirror covers up. If there's a car there, you can't see it. And that's the problem. So that blind spot's an issue. And it's an issue on both sides of the vehicle. And even if you extend the mirrors out a little bit farther, it's not gonna take it away completely. They're just too big. And I love this vehicle. I love the looks of it. I love the way it drives. I love the way it rides on the road. I like its suspension feel. I love its steering. I love how it takes the bumps. I love a lot of things about this vehicle. But the thing I can't get over is the mirrors and the trunk space. Two things that you see every day while you're driving this, and two things that bug you every day while you're driving this. If it had more storage capability, I could probably get over the mirrors. I probably wouldn't get this trim maybe that would not have these mirrors. But the drivability of this stuff, the Sequoia, is absolutely top notch. You can't get much better than that. Let's get to the good and bad there. Really good list. Powertrain, the hybrid, the comfort, the drivability, and the looks. Those are all my good features of the Sequoia TRD Pro. Let's start with the powertrain and the hybrid. The power that you have with this is phenomenal. And the fact that you're able to go to hybrid mode, quiet driving mode when you get into town is top notch in my book. I love the ability to go quiet when I'm in town, when I'm driving through areas that you need to go slow, when you're driving through a parking lot, when you go basically below 30 miles an hour, this thing turns into an electric car and is silent, and it's just cool. I think that's a neat feature, and it does help, I think, save a little bit of fuel, but at 15.7 miles to the gallon, it's really not getting that great of mileage anyway. Comfort is next on my list. These seats, those seats are super comfortable. For a driver, passenger, you are in comfort the entire time you're driving this. There's no need to go look any further in that regard. It's definitely comfortable. It's quiet in here. It rides well. Finally, the looks, right? It just looks great. It looks like a supersized 4Runner, which is exactly what it should look like. This is just the step above that. If you want to get even more gingerbread and you want to get more fancy, then you move over to the Lexus LX 600, kind of like we had a few weeks ago without that back seat issue. The Lexus is definitely your step up if you want more luxury. And unfortunately, the Land Cruiser's not coming to the US for the new models, so that's a bummer. Let's get to the bad. Mirrors, storage, and legroom. We already talked about that. Those are the things that bug me the most, bug a lot of other people that drive this. You're just not able to get that feel or that storage that you want, and you're not able to see traffic in town. Like when you're driving around normal streets, the mirrors block everything. So it's just something that we gotta deal with. That's my take on it. All right, I'm gonna get up onto the highway here, and I'm gonna get on the sport. Let's get to the sport mode. Listen to this exhaust. It has a great sound to it. You hear that? Yeah. Oh yeah. Toyota knows what they're doing. That twin turbo V6 definitely gets up and goes. Plenty of horsepower, plenty of torque. And even at highway speeds, it's pretty quiet. The only thing I will say is you can really, really, really hear the wind resistance on that roof rack up top. That might be the only downside as far as noise goes. And maybe it gets blown around the road a little bit if it's windy because of that roof rack. But on the highway, in general, it's definitely an easy to drive vehicle. It doesn't float, it doesn't bounce around. It's planted to the ground, fairly quiet, but the power is there when you need it. I want to thank you guys for watching Real Cars for Real People for Real Life. This is Car Dad Bill signing off this week. I will see you guys next time.